Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're at day 3 here at 9th Cloud Expo, Silicon Valley. Very proud to have as a first guest this morning Warren Heffelfinger, CEO of GoGrid. So really we're talking with one of the main men in cloud computing. Isn't that right, Warren?
We like to think so, Jeremy. We've got pretty deep roots in cloud hosting, having been doing this for about 10 years. So I like to think of ourselves as pioneers in the infrastructure as a service industry.
And I mean, the GoGrid name really is everywhere, not only at Cloud Expo, but in reality, it's everywhere on the cloud. You really are one of the maybe top 5 now?
I think maybe better than top 5, we like to think, but certainly we've been out there doing this quite a while and have developed this industry, and we have deployed tens of thousands of customers' cloud infrastructures and from hundreds of countries around the world. So we're pretty deep into this business.
Let's drill down into that a little, Warren, if we may. One of the things we're constantly trying to do is advise newcomers to the cloud. What should they be asking of a provider? And obviously, our advice tends to be ask them what they're already providing, ask them to whom they're already providing, ask them how long they've been doing it. So on that basis, you guys, of course, would rise right up the stack of people to be considering.
Of course, I would agree. I think that when you look at a hosting provider, especially in the cloud services business, there are folks that are still figuring this out, and there's folks that have been doing hosting and have deep roots in that. And I think the combination of our deep roots in hosting, as well as all the IP we've developed with 38 patents issued and pending around our cloud operating stack, positions us pretty uniquely in this industry to provide these solutions.
Are you seeing from your position, as a provider, you've got a slightly different take of it, even than I would have. What are you seeing that's surprising you out there in the marketplace, Warren? Who's coming to you that you actually never thought would come at all, or coming in such volume?
Well, I think we're clearly at a transition point in the industry right now. In the last 12 months or so, we've been moving from what I would classically call the early adopters, the sort of the most obvious use cases for cloud services, into more mainstream adoption. So I think the surprise, if you look at our customer list now, 18 months ago, it was Silicon Valley oriented, it was very high-tech focused, startup focused, and now it's mainstream across all industries, all walks of life, all countries are deploying these services.
So does that mean, are we getting kind of a hockey stick here now? Is it really going to suddenly get very, very good for a company like GoGrid?
It has been. I mean, we've definitely seen a big acceleration in our business. Our revenues have been growing triple digits, but as I like to say, more importantly, our customers are growing at triple digits with us, and individual customers. A couple years ago, there was a lot of proof of concept and testing of the cloud, and now, as they've seen with GoGrid, it really works. It really gives them tremendous benefits to their IT spend, and so they're now moving all of their infrastructure into our solution.
Is it worth naming, I mean, not because that matters, is it worth naming some, an individual use case of somebody who has been loyal to you, or is that the way to put it? Success story.
Sure, boy, there's so many of them. And I think of Glam Media as a great story for us. It's a top 5 media property in the world, and they're deploying their infrastructure on top of us. And it's because of our ability to provide these, what we call complex hosting solutions. Cloud and dedicated servers managed through a single pane of glass, as opposed to having to manage these individually.
So that's the secret sauce. There's where all the IP is.
That's where all of our IP is, and that's where really our target market is. It's trying to provide the flexible cloud to our customers as opposed to the commodity cloud. And again, it's the ability to manage dedicated cloud, on-prem, off-prem, or complex and hybrid solutions all through one web interface.
Does GoGrid have, as I know, even the US defense intelligence community now is even thinking, well, of course we thought we had to be private, but there's some things we can do hybrid. Do you have a federal presence?
Not that we can discuss.
No comment. That's good. So you really are covering all the bases.
We like to think so. It's a huge market. There's a massive transfer of wealth that's going to happen in the IT economy from commodity hardware providers to infrastructure as a service providers, and we like to think we're going to be leading the charge on that.
Okay, let me say, if everyone watching here goes to GoGrid.com, where should they go next? What's the best thing? I mean, it depends who they are, I guess.
Go next in terms of
Where should they go on the site? Should they look at customer references? What should they look at?
Customer references, I think for us, again, we get back to the flexible cloud. You'll see on our website that you can look into cloud servers, you can look into dedicated servers, you look in public and private cloud. So it depends on the use case. We are completely engineered to be able to provide a unique cloud fingerprint to each one of our customers, not box you into whatever solution that we just have off the menu.
Custom built. So there you are. If you want to be fitted by the tailor of cloud computing himself, Warren Heffelfinger, CEO of GoGrid, thank you so much for joining us.
Cheers, Jeremy.
Here at 9th Cloud Expo, and thank you for following this out there on the World Wide Web.